What's up, guys? So it's 2022, and in this video, I'm gonna show you the
Doug,
top 5.
Doug, can I borrow your bike?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Are you doing an intro?
Yeah.
What's up, guys? It's 2022, and in this video, we are showing you the top 5 easiest tricks that you can do as a beginner. By the end of this video, you will have all the tools you need to get started right now. Yeah.
Okay,
All right, Doug, you can have your turn again.
All right, the first easiest BMX trick is the manual. And you're gonna need to know how to initiate the manual. Now, I used to try manuals a lot, and I had a big issue with the initiation, but it didn't click for me. I just throw my weight back, try to get into it, but I really had absolutely no idea what was going on until one of my friends gave me some advice that the initiation is one of the keys. You can't get into the balance point unless you initiate correctly, so you need to know the initiation. The second thing you need to know is how to control it. You've got to be able to shift the weight in a way that controls it. And this comes from understanding the actual trick. You've got to break it down, and you've got to have a full understanding of what your weight shift actually does in order to control the manual. Now, the third thing that you need to know is how to steer it and make sure you're staying in a straight line or turning when you want to turn. Sometimes you're using parking spaces in order to test how long you're manualing for. And if you manual and you end up turning off to the left and like driving into a busy highway, that's not going to be very good. So you need to understand how to steer. It's going to help you out with the manual in the long run. Now let's talk about the second trick.
Doug just got shorter. Just kidding. Nick knock here. All right, second easiest trick is going to be the fakie. Now, for me, the biggest thing with a fakie that I learned was I was having so much trouble learning a fakie because at first I was just on my flat driveway and I was just trying to run into my garage and then go backwards. And when you don't have any speed, the fakie is really difficult. So allow yourself to have some speed. But also with a fakie, you really need to understand the correct body position. You need to make sure that your body is not fighting the bike and that you are going with the momentum backwards. Now, the third thing is you need to be pedaling backwards at the correct speed. Pedaling backwards too fast is going to make it really, really difficult to balance. And I'm gonna do a fakie for you. Now, like I said, we need speed, so we're gonna do a 180.
Okay, but what if you're on a free coaster, Nick?
Well, that's your first problem, you're on a free coaster. Just kidding, free coasters are super sick, and the fakie becomes a little bit more simple because that whole thing about pedaling backwards, no mas. That's pretty much it. The rest of the fakie's the same. You just no longer have to pedal backwards, so you get to just keep your body in that dialed position instead of, you know, working the quads. All right, and so obviously, you know, the fakie, like any trick, there's a lot involved. You know, we have how we're getting into that fakie, we have how we're getting out of that fakie, and obviously in different circumstances, our body's gonna be doing different things. And that is where the bike school framework really comes into play. This bike school framework is the key to unlocking any trick that you would want to do. It's gonna work for fakies, it's gonna work for double backflips. Probably wouldn't go from a fakie to a double backflip, but you get the point. If you wanna learn more about this framework, we have our 3 secret tips to learning and mastering any trick. Make sure you check it out after this video. Link is in the description. That's the thing under the video where we talk about things.
All right. The third trick is the bunny hop.
I was riding that.
Not anymore. The bunny hop, you need to know 3 things. You need to know how to compress, you need to know how to uncompress, and you need to know how to maximize your height. There's a handful of different ways you can do this, but one time I was working on bunny hops and I would not compress right. My position was completely wrong, and I was focusing way too much on sucking my arms in to get that front wheel up. And so it wasn't until I watched some different really good videos where I was like, oh my God, I need to compress, and that's the core to building up the power for the explosive power. The uncompression is literally the opposite, and it's what sends you up in the air. So you need to understand how to do that. And then once you master the foundation and the form of the bunny hop, you're gonna be trying to bunny hop over cars, over buildings and things like that. So you're gonna need to be able to really maximize that hop, and that's where that framework that Nick was just talking about comes into play, because you're gonna learn how to break it down from different videos that we have on bike school and things like that.
Thanks for letting me have your bike back, Doug. I was getting bored. All right, next easiest trick. This would be number 4, because first we had 1, 2, and 3, and now we have 4, because that comes after 3, but 4, 5. The fourth,
Like, where are we going with this?
The fourth easiest trick is the hop 180. Now the hop 180, there's three keys to doing a hop 180. The first thing is learning how to bunny hop properly. Because if you are trying to hop 180 without an actual bunny hop, you're just gonna do like a 60-degree pivot and probably then tip over sideways. And that's not what you wanna do. So you wanna understand the hop. And then you wanna understand the setup into the 180. You want to be setting up in a way that when you hop, you are also initiating the turn. And then you want to make sure, for secret number 3, that your entire body is working with the bike to pull that 180 around. Everything needs to be working together from the moment that you compress into the hop all the way through until you land. And then once you land that 180, then you just got to go into the fakie, which you should have already learned. All right, now we're moving on to number 5, which we'll leave that one to Doug.
Number 5 is double peg grind. And in order to do the double peg grind, obviously your tires have to be off the ground. And so that requires what I taught you earlier with the bunny hop. So you need to be able to bunny hop to double peg grind. And then you really just need to get these guys right here, on the ledge. You need to get them on the ledge. And so the bunny hop is the biggest key for that. I used to try to double peg grind by just rolling up next to a ledge and sliding my peg onto it, and that's not gonna teach you anything. You need to actually bunny hop onto the ledge, because then your weight placement and where your body goes, and there's so many different variables that will control that double peg and how long you're able to stick on the ledge. So make sure you have a solid bunny hop before you work on the double peg. The second thing is, like I said, getting the pegs on the ledge. Sometimes you're gonna be farther away, sometimes you're gonna be too close, and you're gonna play with it, you're gonna make adjustments to make sure that you're locked into that double peg. And when it's time to hop out of the double peg, you're gonna uncompress your body, just like we did with the bunny hop, the uncompression that we talked about earlier, to pop off of the ledge. And it's that simple. And in case you're wondering, you need to have 2 pegs on the same side to double peg. And generally, if you're right foot forward, you want to grind on the right. If you're left foot forward, you want to grind on the left. All right, remember that learning the 3 secrets that Nick talked about earlier is going to allow you to master all 5 of these tricks that we talked about in a pretty quick pace. So if you're ready to start your 2022 off great, these are the tricks that you need to learn, and we've provided the 3 secrets to help you learn them. Link in the description.